Port Townsend is a historical district, right? The theme of Victorian, steampunk, there's a lot of supernatural stuff. The bay is so beautiful, and boats and otters and heron. Yet the art commission, the city council, the city officials that pick public art or do things in Port Townsend, they do it based on urbanism and based on groupthink of one political party. And they don't do it based on what Port Townsend's uniqueness is. They do that in all their politics. They don't think individually or what would be good for Jefferson County, a really cool and groovy Pacific Northwest town. They think from a party line. Like Faber and Winstrom have both said things against hippies. It's a hippie community, hippie culture. They're just destroying the culture with groupthink, all of them. So all of the county commissioners and the city councilors, they look at things from what they're told above in the party line, whether it's your health or your art or anything in between. Housing, emergency housing, affordable housing, creating the housing crisis, the homeless crisis, the industrial complex of, pretending to help the homeless and not. Every policy you can think of, even down to art and your bushes downtown, they're hive mind. They don't individually think, hey, what would be good for Port Townsend in the way of life here? Look at these buildings. They're like 100 years old and maybe, it's historical and there's Victorian. No, they don't. They just pick modern things like art with QR codes on it. And, these folks that govern Port Townsend should be in Seattle. They should be big city stuff. They should have nothing to do with Port Townsend, and they're ruining Port Townsend. So get them out of office. And, talk to your local idiot. Oh, sorry, but I think someone's an idiot if they hive mind. They're like, well, what does everybody in the blue party think? Okay, then I think that too. Why don't we get some people that are leaders in Port Townsend that think for themselves and go, maybe that's not quite the art for Port Townsend. Maybe we shouldn't just do exactly what follow the leader says and poison the community and shut down all the businesses. Maybe we should just think individually. And so if you know anybody like that, I just think all government should be gone. It's ridiculous. But you know what? Port Townsend didn't have money to spend on their stupid shit. Then that's what's coming next. To defund their things that they do for only one party. We're bipartisan. They're cruelly partisan. Not only are they partisan, like for the Democratic Party, they don't individually think within the party. Whatever they get from their instructions up above, and they don't even know who that comes from. They're like, this is how we think. 20 years ago, they thought the opposite. They just follow directions. They do not think individually. Anyway, just a little bit of a ramble. I don't even remember what this is about other than, why can't we have things in Port Townsend that have anything to do with Port Townsend culture? Get rid of Morrow. Everything that happened in the press conference was Morrow. The police, the response was Morrow. Morrow bullies staff. He bullies counselors. They're like, oh, he did so good. Even that Monica praised him in the paper right after she slammed him. I mean, she must be old style, like used to just being abused by men. She's like, no, Morrow's a cute guy. Look what he did during the pandemic. What did he do? Let's see. He looked at the manual and said, I'm going to do what every Democrat does in the entire world and not think for myself at all. All he did was follow the leader and collect the paycheck. He didn't do anything for Port Townsend. And then after we were heard at the press conference and he did it, it's his fault. He wanted and got a raise. And then when people called him out, he said, no, that's the permit process. He lied. Okay? I guess that's just the end of this video. That's just the story there. That's that story.